Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel again. Got a new little gizmo, for want of a better word, to show you. It's the, well, I got the SMA. It's the 1 watt load for your coaxial adapter for your VTX. And it's here. And basically, all it is a little connector. You know, like when, I'll tell you what, you've just seen it on the quad. If I put that down there and zoom in a bit, wrong way again, you should be used to that by now. I think that's in focus. But yeah, you know when you basically plug in your quad in for some reason, you're checking some or whatever, and of course you need to have an antenna on your VTX so you don't burn your VTX, or you need to have some sort of FPV antenna, something like this or whatever. That's for the next review, by the way, if you saw that. Yeah, well, that's where this comes in. It's something you can just leave on the bench, right, and it blocks the signal and it protects your VTX from burning out at the same time. But they also come in handy if you're at the field or you've gone to a race, and obviously you don't want to power up your quad while there's a race going on. Now we know there's pit mode, but a few people have had problems with pit mode, and not everybody knows how to set up pit mode, and not every VTX has pit mode. Right? So you don't cut anybody out when you turn your quad on, your VTX on. You don't want to interfere with other people that might be racing or flying. So if you screw this little bugger in, if you don't happen to, basically if you keep it screwed in when you go into the field, then you can turn your quad on as soon as you get to the field, do all your settings, check everything, then turn your quad off, put your FPV antenna on, and you're ready to go. And it protects your VTX, and like I say, it stops the signal from coming through, so you're not gonna get a signal coming through which will interfere with anybody else. But I didn't get it for that. I got it basically just to leave on the bench, because I am constantly running up and down and searching cupboards and stuff like that and drawers. If I'm working on a quad and you're going to plug it in on the bench, you need to have an antenna on your FPV VTX. An FPV antenna on your VTX, you know what I mean. Well, they're only cheap and cheerful. This thing cost me, I think it was just under £2, I believe. Now, I couldn't find one of these any bloody where. Oh, and by the way, fairness is where fairness does, or something like that. Shout out to Joshua Bardwell, because I saw him using one of these, and I felt like leaving a comment, because he was saying, you might never have seen one of these before, and I'd already ordered one. However, he didn't do a review, because there's not a lot you can review about it. He was using it and he just talked about it at the same time. But yeah, I had to order one from China. It's took about 6 or 7 weeks to get here, something like that. Now I got it from eBay, because I couldn't find any in any model shops anywhere. I checked all the regular shops, all the shops that I use, like Electric Wingman and quadcopter.co.uk, and the old Hobby King and Banggood and Gearbest, and quite a lot of shops actually, but I couldn't find one anywhere. But I found one on eBay. I'll leave a link in the description if I can get the link off eBay, because sometimes when you're trying to copy a link off eBay, it can be a bit complicated. Well, not complicated, it just won't bleeding work. But yeah, I'll leave the details and stuff in the description, and at least then you'll know what they're called and be able to go find one if you're after one. But they're coming bloody handy, like you say, for a couple of reasons. You can just leave it on your bench, right, in a little box or something, so you know you've always got something there to screw it into your FPV antenna, so when you're working on your quad you can plug it in willy-nilly and you're not going to burn your flight control board, you're not going to burn your VTX out. Or if you go to the field, you can have it on your quad, go to the field, set your quad up, change all the channels you want, and you're not going to interfere with anybody else. And like I say, not everybody understands pit mode, and there has been one or two issues even in pit mode causing interference, but this will stop all that. There you go then, pilots and ground crew, just a quick little video to show you this little gizmo. Like I say, cheap as chips, and I'll leave the best link I can in the description. Okay then, thanks for watching and cheers.